All right. Hey, Sean, how much has Gitas been on the floor with you guys before tonight's game?
He's only been with us for, I think, a total of about 8 days or 9 days now. And, we've had him with us and we've had him in our shoot around and in a few practices. But we just felt like it would be a great experience for him to actually be able to play in a game and just to be able to get him in was one of the many things that I think this trip has become beneficial for our group. So it was good to see him in there, and thought he did very well in his time in there, especially considering that he hasn't been with us for very long.
I know it's crazy early, but do you have any thoughts on what type of player he is and what he can provide for you guys?
Well, the first thing about Gytis is he's experienced playing for Zalgiris. His club team in Lithuania is a very good competition. In his past year, I think he played in 46 games, played on a team with a point guard that's going to Florida and a center that is going to Arizona. And I would say he was one of the top two or three players on that team. Did a great job. They won the championship, like I had mentioned. So we knew that he comes with to us with experience. I think his game is kind of like a blend player in that he helps you in a lot of different ways. Doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. As you could see, even in tonight's game, he had 5 offensive rebounds. He has a knack for the ball, and size wise, I would say that he's right at 6'7", has really long arms. I think that we brought him in to contribute in a lot of areas. And, my hope is that, there's more good to come, especially considering that he just joined us.
Coach, with two forwards down and Zach and Jerome, you're thin at the position. How has Abu kind of handled that load in the summer and in the Bahamas as one of those transfers with the valuable college experience that you talked about with Davion and Quincy?
Yeah, the gift this summer for us, unfortunately, losing Jerome to his health situation, and then also, not having Zach, quite frankly, not having Cam Kraft either. It's it's really hard to believe. You're dealing with like a quarter of your team with like 6 to 9 month, year-long injuries, and three of them. It's a hard deal. But it also allows those that are participating in practice and games to have more pressure placed on them, more repetitions. They get all the work. So sometimes, in particular, when you're a new player, I look at Kachi Enze as a great example. The work we've been able to get Kachi on a daily basis, including here in the Bahamas, is far more than he would have gotten if both Zach and Jerome were with us. So I think there's always a gift and a silver lining, to especially off-season injuries. But look, we have to get Zach back here, and my hope is that we can get Jerome back at some point, and Cam as well. We want to be healthy from start to finish. You think about UConn a year ago. One of the things that no one really talks about is they had to be one of the healthiest teams in the nation. I don't ever really remember them missing a player in a game for any stretch. They had a great run of health, and all of us need that, and we're due for some good luck in that department.
On Tuesday, you talked about your freshman playing with confidence in regards to Trey. Did you kind of see that with Reed tonight, getting the groove as the shots started falling for him?
Yeah, I was happy to see Reed. He didn't have maybe as good of a performance in our first game here, but he really bounced back. I thought he had a good day yesterday. We worked with him individually, and he really came in to today, both in our earlier practice and today's game, and played with confidence. We believe in him as a shooter, and as you can see, he's stronger and more athletic than maybe he appears. So, really all of our freshmen, I really enjoy coaching them. I believe that, they're Big East players. The best years in all their cases is in front of them. But, we're really counting on them, not only for this upcoming year, but just, really to be the cornerstone of our team's, of our program's growth, where each of them just adds to the experience, similar to what you're seeing with Des Claude, right? Coming in here a year ago as a wide-eyed freshman. You look at him here early on this summer, looks like a different person and player. And, we're really counting on that group of freshmen to follow the path that Des has paved.
Sean, you were talking about Kachi, just looking at his rebound column from each game. He's been in double figures there. Do you feel like he has the ability to be an impact rebounder and defender right away with his tools? And also, does he remind you of any players that you've had around before?
Well, first things first with Kachi, he has the least experience of any player on our team. He's only been playing basketball for a little over 3 years. And I think just his improvement, whether it's physically or just watching him each week, I feel like his improvement just shines, because he's very coachable. He's an incredibly hard worker, and he's got great talent. He's good hands, can really jump, and he's got a great body and frame. But early on, if you watch him here in the Bahamas and in our practices, I think the one thing that starts right away is he goes after the ball and rebounds. And for a forward, a lot of times that's the starting point. Can we trust you rebounding the ball? But I have no doubt that Kachi's going to be a terrific player. We're thrilled with the progress he's made this summer, and mostly I love his attitude.